there's no question that each of us are aware that over these last days we've moved into a new phase of our individual existence. And some of us may also be aware that all of existence has moved on each of those three levels. Change is in the wind. And so it is too with our gatherings here, speaking about those links in the unending chain. We've begun one of those new links. But as you well know, sometimes we need to be a little abstruse, and perhaps the three little anecdotes today will appear to be abstruse, but perhaps you know well that they have a purpose in bringing about an understanding of what it is that is there for us to realize in answering the question who we are and what we do. Great Sufi saint Ibn Arabi said there are three levels of knowledge. The first level of knowledge is that learned in books, gained from experience, and that level of knowledge is utilized by the intellectuals and the scholars. The second level of knowledge is that of states of being, the occult, delving into the psychic, the phenomena. And this level is for the romanticists and the experientialists. And the third level of knowledge is that of reality. The reality that is evident when we move beyond the mind and the senses. He says that many use these first two levels of knowledge in combination or individually, making concepts or becoming caught in the psychic phenomena of life. But true knowledge is for those who have attained to that which lies beyond the mind and beyond the senses. This is the state of the true adept. There's another Sufi story also. There was a dervish who was with a Sufi master, and he asked the Sufi master, "What is invisibility?" And the Sufi master said, "Wait, when an opportune moment arises, it will be demonstrated to you." And not long after, the dervish and the Sufi master were walking along the road when they were accosted by a troop of soldiers. And the soldiers said to them, "We've been instructed by our sultan to round up all the dervishes and Sufis because they are heretics and they are misleading the people. Are you not Sufis?" said the soldiers to the Sufi and the dervish. And the Sufi master answered, "Test us." So the soldiers took out a book, one of the ancient books followed by the Sufis, and said to the Sufi master, "What is this?" And the Sufi master said, "Oh, it's one of those books that should be burned. Let me burn it for you." And so he took out a match and burned the ancient text. And the soldiers went off happily. And the dervish said to the Sufi master, "What was the meaning of that exchange?" And the Sufi master said, "To ordinary people, their expectations of what is visible is dictated by their perceptions of a name. But when you are different, you become invisible." Because your essence cannot be seen. There was a great Hindu saint sitting in contemplation when suddenly flower petals rained down on his head. He looked up to the heavens and, without needing to speak, to pose a question to the gods answered, "We are congratulating you on your dissertation on emptiness." And the saint replied, "But I did not speak of emptiness." And the gods replied, "You did not speak of emptiness, and we did not hear emptiness. This is the true emptiness." It is equally fallacious to say to someone, "Be empty," as it is to say to them, "Have a quiet mind." Firstly, because there's no such thing as emptiness. And secondly, because there is no mind that can either be still or move. Having made those statements, we can still explore the nature of emptiness and the nature of mind. Our endeavors over the coming days together are to explore the nature of emptiness. All of us, each one of us in our life can say that we've had moments, a moment, or moments where we have thought or said, "I feel empty. I feel devoid." Void. What does this really mean? Because very quickly we get caught in the movement of mind again, and the emptiness disappears. What is it to live every moment where we step out into the next moment, not knowing where our foot is going to come to rest? What does it mean, this little story of the saint sitting, not speaking, and having flower petals rained on his head because of his dissertation on emptiness. That's what our exploration will be over these coming days, as we step into this new phase of our individual